When I bought this LLY DURAMAX 3 years ago, I was most excited about having an aftermarket head unit with Apple CarPlay. But there was just one thing missing. Yup, a backup camera. And then for the next 3 years, I proceeded to spend a lot of time and money modifying this truck. And with this truck being a 2005 and being 18 years old, there were a lot of parts that needed to be upgraded. And when I bought this truck, this was my forever truck. With that being said, I was actually very picky and particular about some of these upgrades that I wanted to do on this truck. Like right here, you can see that I upgraded to redhead gearbox with kryptonite idler and pitman arm, and that was just one of the things I wanted to do right away to tighten up the steering of this truck. I put HSP deluxe piping on this truck with 64mm Ryan's Diesel Services turbo, modified wiring harness, upgraded radiator, converting my 5-speed into a 6-speed, fresh head gaskets with ARP studs, new hostile wheels, I mean the whole 9 yards. And after all of that, we are finally installing a backup camera on this truck.
Alright, we're about to find out what kind of a bird's nest we have behind this head unit. Alright, check it out. It's actually fairly clean. I was expecting just wires everywhere with, with no zip ties. But I'm kind of impressed. Hot as balls. And yeah, we have the pack system back here. I just don't know why they didn't install a backup camera. Alright, let's see this. The moment of truth. Oh, yes. Except the backup camera is upside down. Huh. Is that in the settings I can change, or do I need to actually flip the camera? Interesting. It only works in reverse. That kind of sucks. Alright, let's go flip the camera. Alright, the camera has been flipped. Let's see. Oh boy. It is actually so nice to have a backup camera. But yeah, in a true 05 fashion, this truck did not have a backup camera until a couple days ago, when I decided that I was going to install a backup camera for one of you guys to take this home. It's just one of those things that I've told myself for the last 3 years that I was going to install it, and just never really had the motivation or the motive to do it, even though I've towed with this truck more than any other vehicles. So hooking up to a trailer was definitely not the easiest with this truck compared to like the AT4 that has 65 cameras, and really, any other vehicle that has my previous, LML had a backup camera as well. So yeah, not sure why I never installed it, but I just did not want somebody to take this truck home without a backup camera. I just felt like that was kind of a weird thing to do. So yeah, we finally got the backup camera installed. Huge shout out to Southern Showstopper, because I had to drive this truck over to him and have him help me figure out how to wire the backup camera. This truck has an aftermarket Alpine. It has an Alpine head unit. It has factory Bose system, in which it requires a lot of harnesses. And I'm just not a radio guy. I just don't really work with radios. Never have. Never been good at it. So, wiring the backup camera was a little confusing. I got everything except one wire that was kicking my butt, and it was the... Jeez, this is kicking my butt. It's too hot in here. And the wire that was kicking my butt was the reverse trigger, the power supply for the reverse. And I just didn't know which one it was. And all we had to do was just look up the pack system online, look at the manual, and see which wire was what. And then back of the head unit had what wire was what. Yeah, Alex figured it out. He wired it up for me to where if I put the vehicle in reverse, it supplies power to the camera. So yeah, that part, he definitely helped me out because I didn't know what I was doing. And I wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Huge shout out to Southern Showstopper for always helping me with wiring stuff, helping me figure out. The part that I don't understand is they buy harnesses for everything to the point where the steering wheel controls work. I just can't understand why they would skip out on $100 to put a backup camera. And they use this truck for towing. Yeah, I just don't understand why they skipped. Ooh.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I need to take the radio back out. Yeah, so for the last 3 years I've been driving this truck without a backup camera, which is not that big of a deal. My first car didn't have a backup camera. My first truck didn't have a backup camera until I upgraded the head unit. But it's just one of those things. Every vehicle now has a backup camera. And with that AT4 right there, that has 65 different cameras. It's just, you know, you get so used to it and spoiled by modern luxuries. But this was the interface that I was talking about, the pack module. And this was a harness that I had to purchase because it came with this head unit originally, but whoever installed it took this, left this off, and I just couldn't find it anywhere in the truck. So yeah, I had to order it, and we had to splice some wires here and there, and you know, Alex helped me figure it out because none of this makes sense to me. But yeah, we taped up some of the harnesses to make it as neat as possible. I'm sure it could be neater, but this was probably the best that I could do with, you know, with what I know about radios. Yeah, but guys, we now have a backup camera. Alright, let's check this out one more time. Oh yeah, just like that. Alright guys, well that was truly the last thing we had to do on the LLY DURAMAX. And if you're watching this video after May 15th, well, it's a little too late for you, but if you're watching this as soon as it came out, you have less than a day. You have less than a day to get entered for the LLY DURAMAX giveaway. And until May 15th, which is the last day, we're doing 30 times multiplier. So head over to JW Motorsports Co. and get your entries now. Buy something you like, t-shirt, laser pointer, oil filters. Get your entries in for the LLY DURAMAX. And I just feel like that's something I do with every vehicle. What I mean by that is every truck, obviously this is my first giveaway truck, but every truck that I've sold, a week before I sell it, especially when the buyer is lined up, I tend to fix everything that's been kind of wrong with the vehicle. Like my first truck, my fog light button was broken for 2 years, and then the day before the buyer came to pick it up, I decided, you know what, let's fix the fog light button. So it's like I didn't even get to enjoy a working fog light button for the 2 years, but I fixed it the day before so that way the new owner can enjoy it. So it's like I do that with every vehicle. Obviously that kind of like rolled over to the LLY giveaway. I just wanted to make sure everything was working and everything was, all the modifications and upgrades were done to this vehicle that I've wanted to do. I feel good about this truck. I feel good about giving it away. I cannot wait for one of you guys to take this truck home. The way it's gonna work is May 15th is the last day to get entered. You will be contacted, not through DMs, okay? And it won't be through me either. It will be through a third-party agency. They'll contact you, and then I will contact you personally as well and won't be through a DM, and if it is through a DM, it'll be from my actual Instagram or my business page. If you get a DM, even if it has my profile picture, just go check their Instagram page, and if it has like 2,000 followers or like 800 followers, it is not me. Just make sure you follow the right accounts and just verify before you answer to anybody claiming that you won the truck. I just want to thank you all for entering this giveaway. It was my first ever giveaway, so I was a little nervous, but I'm very happy with how well it went. Hopefully we can do another one in the future. Now we're going to be focusing on the LML content, so y'all stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and give this video a thumbs up. But I'll see you guys next time.